Okay. Hello. First off, just checking that this doesn't echo. Also making sure that you guys can see
Here is
me.
an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. Pure also means moreover. Did that answer your question?
No, stop. I just
Thanks for your
accidentally
feedback.
I accidentally just activated my Alexa when I said ECHO. That's fun. Um yeah, if anyone is here, please let me know if the stream is running smoothly. You guys can see me moving around a little bit. I am kind of alarmed. We just tried this literally an hour ago, and it did not go well. So if you guys can hear me, awesome. You guys could hear me before. If you guys can see me, ignore the browser for now. All right. Uxie, welcome back. It's still choppy, but it's much better. I will take that. Choppier, whatever. Um, as long as you can see me, for the most part. Let's check it ourselves as well, just before we actually start. Um, Here's a crazy idea. You ready for this? Boom. I'm gone. Check, 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 check. Can you guys hear me? Or is this frozen? Great, so the stream's frozen again. Okay, I have removed my webcam. Um, there should not be my face visible at all. However, you should be able to hear me, and hopefully you can see me switch tabs right now to the salmon ladder. Okay, I have removed my webcam. Okay, you see the salmon ladder. Awesome. Okay, so this is just how we're gonna do it. My webcam apparently has decided that it hates me. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to go through 8 different Ninja Warrior items that I would like to buy for training. I genuinely want them all. I can't figure out which one I should get, and I'm only getting one because getting the rest is kind of pricey. And while I do have money, I don't have that kind of money, and it's not very practical for me. So, first off, we have a Ninja Sports Manufacturing Salmon Ladder. This salmon ladder, if you guys want to get a closer look, I will expand said image. Boom. All right, so as you can see right here, there are 4 rungs on this salmon ladder, and it does come with the bar as well. These holes underneath the rungs and everything mean that I can actually bolt them into squat racks, and I can take them off and basically have a portable salmon ladder, something that I can bring with me to and from a gym. Let's say I want to lift weights somewhere, but at the end of the day, I want to get some salmon ladder practice in. Um, that's what I could do. I could bring the salmon ladder with me, ask, hey, can I put my salmon ladder on your squat rack? Put it up, practice the salmon ladder, take it down, go home. The only downside to it really is that it's $224.99. So $225 plus extra shipping. I want a salmon ladder because the salmon ladder is something that I'm not the greatest at right now. It's the one goal that I didn't get to accomplish when I went to a ninja gym, and I would like to get better at the salmon ladder. Um, so I definitely want it, but do I want to spend that much money? I am undecided. I'm still not completely sold, and it's a big reason I have wanted to start this stream. Um, Next up, we have a Ninja Warrior timer. I make a lot of speed courses, um, and so I like to time myself. But the problem is when I time myself without an official buzzer or anything like that, I'm using my phone. And when I use my phone, I have to take a few steps after the course or run over to my phone to stop the timer. It's not very accurate. Whereas with a buzzer, I would have a buzzer right at the end of the course. I can just hit it without having to bend down or taking a few extra steps and just guessing slash taking off a couple seconds. You know, sometimes like I'm like, okay, so that took me about 2 extra seconds to get to my phone. So if I take 2 seconds away, like that's kind of lame. It gets really tough because I just want to know how fast I am in the moment. I don't think that this goes in milliseconds though. It is a pretty affordable thing. It's only $23.95. But it looks like it only goes in seconds and not like in milliseconds or anything like that. Let's see what we got here. Battery's not included. That's fine. I don't know. I don't know. So, here's our first decision then, chat. Do you guys want me to get this $225 salmon ladder? Or should I get this Ninja Warrior buzzer? Decide between the two, and we will move on to the third one shortly afterwards. I hope this goes well. I'm kind of nervous. I feel like there are some good things coming up on this list as well, so I'm fully leaving this up to the fate of the chat, so that way I don't have to make these decisions. It's so difficult. Honestly, of what I've seen so far, this is a hard pass. Interesting. So you're not even gonna pass on the timer. Okay. So currently the king of the hill is this $225 salmon ladder. Yeah. Okay. 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 So we've got this timer. Or sorry, not the timer. We have the salmon ladder. Or this 38-inch mini trampoline. Now here's my reasoning on this. One, I can take it apart. It's easy. I can move and bring this with me and then just reassemble it super quickly. Two, it's pretty cheap, but it's not cheap. Would I like some of the more angled mini trampolines? Yes, but I looked at those and those are all $500 at the very cheapest. And so I think I could use this more if like by playing around with certain things. I've got like a brick, or I've got like, you know, something that I can put it in an angle. I do have a pull-up bar, so I could practice like jumping up to the bar, or I could practice, I don't know, just weird. I could incorporate this on speed courses. There's some benefits to it, but at the same time, I can't help but think it's a mini trampoline. Like, most of the time, I imagine I'm going to do more flips off of it than anything else. But now it's your turn to decide. Do I want, or should I get this mini tramp, or should I get this $225 salmon ladder? That's more, the tramp 2, that's more for fun. I mean, it can be, but at the same time, I definitely see a lot of ninja-based ways to incorporate this into workouts. But between this salmon ladder and this trampoline, it is pretty tough to decide. I do agree that these are kind of the lackluster picks earlier on in this list. But we're going to get to some bigger ones very soon. All right. Uxie has spoken. The salmon ladder is greater than the mini tramp. So the mini tramp is gone. The next opponent to the big salmon ladder is actually just a mini salmon ladder. So if you look here on the right, you'll see that this salmon ladder is only 2 rungs. You go up 1 and you go down 1. Which honestly isn't a bad thing, because compare it to this one, $225 for a 5-rung ladder. It is a pretty good deal. Portable. This is also portable. But really, like, eventually I'm going to go to a ninja gym again. I'm going to be able to live somewhere and have a membership at a ninja gym and, you know, do the salmon ladder there. So do I need to spend all that money on this? Or should I just get like a mini one where all I have to do is practice going up and going down? It's also much cheaper at $90 as opposed to $225. There are pros and cons to both, I would say. So I'm kind of weighing out my options at the moment. This is kind of a more difficult thing to do, but I don't know, because they're salmon ladders. Oh, and I can get them all in different colors. Same for the bigger one. Comes with a bar. See, what are my color options here? Black, red, yellow, blue, green, and orange. I might end up going with blue because I like the color blue, and I'm pretty sure you can get the colors here. Yeah, see, they come in different colors. There's red and blue. That's someone who put it up on their wood. It does. Both of them do come with a bar. I'm pretty sure. Complete set, 1 pair of rungs, the standard aluminum pole, and hardware are included in your salmon ladder kit, which means that it's going to come with everything that I see in this picture. It's going to have the bar, it's going to have the rungs, and it's going to have the bolts to put in the squat rack, which means I can take it out, which is great because I think I'm going to end up working out at a CrossFit gym, and if I ask them, I'm like, hey, could I put this salmon ladder up for a little while during open gym, they might let me. They might let me more likely if it's a smaller one. I don't know. I would say this one's probably a better deal, but I'm not too sure. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. The mini salmon ladder is better. Okay. Okay. The mini salmon ladder stays over the big one. I like that. I like that decision. Alright, the next one is a FitX pull-up bar, which is just a pull-up bar that you can put on the door. My thing is, I'm not too sure how likely I'm going to be able to screw the thing into the door frame. It's smart because it is one of those, as you can see in this picture, where the door can open. You know, a lot of pull-up bars, they like go over the door frame so you can't open or close your door. It gets really annoying. This one allows you to do that still, and it has cannonballs randomly, I think. Yeah, and then the other thing that they're promoting is that you can actually take the pole out and put another pole in, like a thinner one or one that spins, one that doesn't fit perfectly. Yeah, a con to the salmon ladder is that I won't get to do consecutive movements. I could go up and down over and over once I learn how to do that, but going up multiple times definitely isn't something that's in the cards for a mini salmon ladder. But back to this thing, I don't know why there are cannonballs with chains on this bar. This one just kind of... I'm more so curious about this, like, because the overall design of it just confuses me as to, like, are the cannonballs there for aesthetic, or... I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah. So that's... I'm not really sure how I feel about this pull-up bar. That's kind of why I brought it up here. I think it's cool to have a pull-up bar, but at the same time, I have a pull-up bar already. So I don't know if I need it. I would say so as well. The salmon ladder definitely does allow you to get some pull-up style workouts as well. Alright, so the pull-up bar is gone. This next one I have been thinking about getting for a long time. Like a long time. And it's just kind of oof. So what I do for a lot of my grips and workouts and everything is I get things that can hang on my pull-up bar. That way I can practice different types of grips and different types of pull-ups. For example, I have a cannonball. I just ordered some nunchucks, so I'm getting vertical holds at the same time. But I wanted something that really, really challenged me. So going up against the mini salmon ladder is now the Lattice Mega Bar. And the thing with the Lattice Mega Bar, one, it's cheaper. I like that. You can hang on it. This is as wide as it is. It's only 6 inches. However, the lip on it, if you take a look right here, is only, if you look at where the fingers are on, that is 10 millimeters, aka 1 centimeter, which is the width. That is how thick a vertical limit is. If you go on the other side, which I believe is this picture, yep, right here, that is 20 millimeters, which is twice as big. And so this is a really good practice for things like the vertical limit or the cliffhanger ledges. And I can hang this on my pull-up bar. I can put it up there and just practice. I can do some pull-ups. I could practice the different types of grips. I can go easier or harder with the 20 millimeter or the 10 millimeter. And I just really like that idea. I think it adds a lot of diversity into my workouts if I were to purchase this. And so I definitely see the pros to it. No real cons, honestly. Mainly because of the price. The price is semi-reasonable. But at the same time, would it be beneficial to have a salmon ladder? Probably. And so this is like one of the bigger decisions. I am currently stuck between... I'm very lost. Do I want the salmon ladder, or do I want this fingerboard almost, this mini hang bar? That'll be really good for the training as a whole, because I am gonna have a lot of pull-up motion things to do already. So I feel like the next thing I should worry about is my grip strength and my lock-offs, and this would be a good help. But I really want to beat the salmon ladder soon, or at least be ready for the salmon ladder when I go back to a ninja gym. So this is a tough one for me. I'm in a predicament here. I know this is a tough choice. I agree, Uxie. This is a very difficult choice between the Mega Bar and the salmon ladder. I don't want to buy both. I don't want to have to spend too much money. At least not in one sitting. I might get both in the future, but which one should I get right now? I'm not too sure. We'll move on. To the cheapest option on the list, and that is a pair of pegs. The gym that I'm gonna go to has a pegboard. It'd be kind of cool to have my own pegs. They're only $10, but in reality, like, am I gonna need them? Because they're pegs. They're not like, it's a pegboard. If I go to somewhere else with a pegboard, they're gonna have pegs. Yeah, I don't fully see a whole bunch of benefit yet. You'd say wait for the Mega Bar. So correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying keep the salmon ladder mini and just buy the Mega Bar on a future day. I have to make sure that that's what you're saying before I close out one of these tabs. Oh, this is stressful, man. Get the Mega Bar at a later date. Renegwagi also was saying get the salmon ladder on the Discord server. Shout out to Renegwagi, who should just get an email and subscribe, or at least be in the chat. Alright, the Mega Bar is closed. Next, we have the oak pegs. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting the pegs with the salmon ladder, simply because it's cheap, but I don't know how much I actually need them. So I'm just going to, I agree, pass on the pegs. All right, so we're down to the last item on the list. They are DGS poly-coated claws, aka canes. I really, like I said, I want to challenge the different grips. And so I think it'd be cool to like put on the pull-up bars. There's some rigs that I go to with like lache bars and everything. I could practice moving along cane tracks with the laches. And I think it would be cool to have, you know, some extra types of grips to practice these types of laches. You know, Cane Lane is a super tricky obstacle, and to be able to practice some transfers or at least navigating around some bars with these things smoothly would be great. These are also, I would say, tougher than the canes because they're not rounded. You don't have as much leeway to work with. You know, you have to grab and your hand is really high up on the cane on this, whereas like with a cane from like Cane Lane or something like that, you have to you get to grab lower and you have more control. This is almost like an extension of your hand, which makes it a little more technical, I would say. And so I'd really want to, I'm considering this one. I'm very much considering this one. Oh man. But it's either this or the mini salmon ladder. I really hope that if I end up getting the salmon ladder, that like a gym will let me put it up or something like that, because I really want to practice that salmon ladder. But at the same time, like, that's the other thing. Maybe we should have picked an alternate, because if I go to a gym and I ask to put the salmon ladder up and they say no, I'll pretty much have spent my money on nothing. So we probably should have picked a second pick, in which I might say I'm leaning towards the mega bar. Would you agree with that? Like, if I can't use the salmon ladder in public or anything like that, I should get the mega bar as an alternate. Let me see what you have to say about this. It's getting tricky, man. Salmon ladder is greater than the claws. All right, so that does mean that as long as I am able to put up a salmon ladder in one of these places, I will be buying this mini salmon ladder. However, if they don't let me do it, I think I'm going to get the mega bar. The mega bar seemed to be the one that you were stuck on the most, and also the one that I was kind of stuck on the most, because I kind of like that mega bar and I would like to practice those types of grips. I think that's also the only other one that you said like would be worth buying, you know, like just on a later date. So if I cannot get a place for this salmon ladder, I think what I'm gonna do is get that mega bar. Yeah, I would say that's a good compromise. I would say this was a successful mission. With that said, I think I'm going to. Well, I'm gonna wait for whatever extra chat delays come up. But just hoping that this went well, I guess. I just checked the stream as well. There is a lot of stream delay, like by a lot. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have to turn the latency down for future streams to close that gap up. I apologize for the fact that this has been so delayed. Yeah, looks like I'm probably buying a salmon ladder. If not, I'm buying a vertical limit type of thing. I'll probably end up buying both over the span of summer. But which one am I going to buy right now? I think that's a good decision. I think that's a decent decision at least. Any final thoughts, Uxie, before I wrap up the stream? There's a whole bunch of music playing outside my house, and I'm like really hoping that this doesn't like get me a copyright strike. I hope you guys don't hear that, because that'd be kind of annoying. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, without further ado, this has been a great stream. Thank you very much for helping me with my input. I will be updating you guys, all of you, especially Uxie, on whether or not I end up getting this salmon ladder, or if I get the mega bar. No, I did not see a link. What link? Did you send a link in chat, or? Because the chat doesn't have anything.